Hello, I'm Davy May Pitan, and today I'll be presenting my project for astronomy SC111 on the life cycle of stars and HI diagram analysis. So, when you talk about stars, stars are very incredible objects. It is a massive balls of gas that shines for millions or even billions of years. But just like the living things, now stars have a life cycle. Now in this presentation, I'll take you through the life journey of stars, explain how we can analyze and classify them using the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, and show you the outputs that I created to visualize this. Now let's begin with the life cycle of stars, which varies based on their mass. And 'di ba ang star nagsugod man gina sila in a nebula, which is a massive clouds of gas and dust. So kato siya nga gas, magsugod to siya og kakolapse under the gravity, forming a what we call the protostar, which mo siya mag-init as it contracts. Now, once the core becomes hot enough for the nuclear fusion, katong protostar becomes a main sequence star. So this is kanang where the star spends most of their lives, stably fusing hydrogen into helium. So kaniyatong sun karon is currently in this stage, no. So for the low mass stars like the sun, ang katong next stage ani is what we call the red giant. As the core runs out of the hydrogen, the outer layer expands. Eventually, the star sheds this outer layer, forming a beautiful planetary nebula, and the remaining core becomes a white dwarf. It is a small and dense remnants. So in contrast, katupong mga high mass nga stars, mag-evolve po sila differently. Mahimo po sila o kanang red supergiants. Then mo explode dayon into a massive supernova. Depending po na siya on the remaining mass, or the core collapse into a neutron star, or if massive enough ba siya, a black hole. So one of the most mysterious objects in the universe. Now here I have a real live examples. Now we have the sun. So ang sun is mo to siya main sequence star. Then also have here the Betelgeuse, a red supergiant nearing the end of its life. Ang Sirius B pod is mo siya katong white dwarf, once part of a binary system. We also have what we call the Proxima Centauri, which is a small red dwarf still in the main sequence. Now, let's look at the HR diagram, or the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram. So, mo ni siya graph nga ginagamit sa astronomer to compare and kanang i-classify ang mga stars. So, the x-axis is mo ni siya nag-represent sa temperature, which mag-decrease na siya from left to right. And ang y-axis is mo ni siya magpakita sa luminosity, or katong brightness increasing upward. So, katong most of these stars nga mo fall along a diagonal band called the main sequence. So this is where the star spends the majority of their life, like the sun, the Vega, and the Sirius A. Now above the main sequence, there are the giants and supergiants. Bright sila but cooler stars like the Betelgeuse and Aldebaran. Now these are in the late evolutionary stages. Now below the below the main sequence are the white dwarfs, like the Sirius B. More sila dili kay maklaro, murag faint lang siya but init. And we also like the stellar cores left behind after the outer layer have been shed. Now in my diagram, I plotted 10 stars, which are the sun, the Betelgeuse, Sirius A, Sirius B, Rigel, Vega, Proxima Centauri, Aldebaran, Bernard Star, and the Deneb. Now let's go deeper into how this stars relate to their life cycle stages. So, kaning Betelgeuse is malocate ni siya in the upper right. It's a very bright but cool, indicating na it's in the red supergiant phase na, close to end of its life. We also have the Rigel, which is a blue supergiant. It appears in the upper left. It's extremely hot and luminous. And katong sun and Vega, ma-fall to sila along the main sequence kay mag-burn to sila hydrogen steadily. Then we have also the Sirius B, now a white dwarf. Nato sila sa bottom left, showing it's hot but dim. Init siya pero dili kay siya as in claro. We also have the Proxima Centauri and the Bernard star, which is being cool and dim, are in the lower right. The small red dwarfs with a long lifespan. So, ang kaning star's position on the HR diagram tells us its temperature, brightness, and evolutionary stages. Now, I designed this digital poster with a white background to make the stars stand out clearly. And I used a label diagram to explain each phase from the nebula to the black hole. For the HI diagram, I plotted each star based on a real scientific data using the luminosity and temperature to place them in the correct region. So, kaninga project, it helps me better understand the lifespan of the stars, the different outcomes based on the mass, and how we can use the visual tools like the HR diagram to study them. And thank you for watching my presentation. I hope now that you see that ang stars dili lang na sila basta mga distant lights, but as dynamic, evolving objects with a fascinating stories.